and he can pull up our information.
Let me mention one other thing, and that is that I am a little bitty baby as it relates to how to use Facebook. Okay? These computer geeks. But for y'all who have children or grandchildren, ask them how to go to my Hurd Facebook spot, and we have booked on there. If you don't have one of these today, or you need to get one to a neighbor, please, and if you've got contacts with other Tea Parties, Ruston, Shreveport, Lafayette, go to Paul Hurd's Facebook, and if it won't work, we're going to keep working until we can get it to work. We tried to put this on yesterday, and what I really want us to do is know what principles of redistricting we as voters are in favor of. And it's the last two that really we're in favor of, because it says prevent the racial division of this state if it's not legally required. And what I'm telling you is racial gerrymandering and the drawing of districts predominantly based upon race has been held unconstitutional before Sandra Day O'Connor left, and she was the last one that waffled on us. She voted for us for a while, and then she waffled, but she's gone, and with what's come on board since then, it wasn't Kennedy's problem. Kennedy was with us on preventing the division of politics by race. O'Connor waffled, and I'm telling you, since O'Connor left, the Supreme Court will even be firmer on this issue. So go get these principles that say redistricting is for voters, not politicians, and be prepared when you go to say this is what you guys ought to be doing, and we don't believe your plans meet these criteria. Web Facebook, if you can figure it out. If not, it has my email, and you can just send me an email and say, Hurd, your Facebook.
All right, next is Dr. Unter. He will talk on our Washita Parish property tax. If you have not signed the petition, you live in Washita Parish and you wish to oppose it, the petition's there at the end. Now he will talk to us.
Before we move to Kevin's presentation, I had a question about the previous one.
Okay.
It sounds like from everything, all the discussion, the majority-minority district, which we've just defined a few minutes ago, is unconstitutional.
It is not unconstitutional. Districts,
so I'm trying to get straight.
congressional districts can take race into account. Shaw versus Reno, side by North Carolina. It cannot be the primary factor.
Predominant.
It can be a factor, but it cannot be the predominant factor. And one thing that they'll demonstrate whether or not it is a predominant factor is the shape and size of the district. If it looks bad, like pornography, if it looks bad, they're going to say it's bad. And it came out of this case because at one point in North Carolina, the 12th district, it was as wide as Interstate, I think it was 85. To which one of the NAACP gentlemen said, he said, if you opened up your doors as you drove down the interstate, you'd kill half the district. So that, on its face, was unconstitutional. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. The fact that they already have done it in the 2nd District in New Orleans, Section 5, which says no retrogression is allowed, means that likelihood that's the first district that has to be saved.
You mean that one has to stay majority-minority?
It's probably going to have to stay.
Of no retrogression.
Yes.
It has to stay majority-minority.
To satisfy Section 5.
But it is a circle. Right now, the majority-minority district doesn't go to Baton Rouge.
No.
And the question's going to be, when you start working up the river, it's what we call duck contiguity. Instead of it being an interstate, the only way to go down the district is if you're a duck. You're going to have to fly from a different side of the river.
And the problem that whoever is doing this is facing is this. In order to satisfy Section 5's requirement of no retrogression, which means African Americans cannot be worse off than they were before, it means you're going to have to draw the district to include more African Americans. What are you doing? You're drawing a district based predominantly on race. That's going to be the issue. How do you avoid non-retrogression, or how do you avoid retrogression without drawing a district based predominantly on race? That's something for the people who are doing this to look at and figure out. But I can tell you, in the current climate, the current Justice Department of Washington, D.C., they're not going to care about it. Eric Holder isn't going to care about that. He's going to make sure, and his voting rights people are going to make sure that that district does not lose majority-minority status. That's just my personal opinion. I've been doing politics for a while. But I think if you look at the current climate in the Department of Justice, they're going to find a very good way to ensure that the second district, currently represented by Senator Rickman, former Dollar Bureau Jefferson seat, stays African American.
And look, he's right. Eric Holder, I think, was the head of the Civil Rights Division when we fought in the 90s. Now he's Attorney General. But the answer is the Supreme Court says the Justice Department was wrong. If they can go up and keep the parishes whole, substantially whole, take Orleans, take St. Charles, take St. John the Baptist. Okay, that's not a racial gerrymandering. They have some integrity beyond race. I haven't seen the numbers, guys, and the computers can do this stuff quick. You will know it when you see it, whether or not you can stretch that district from Orleans. It's all the parishes that get divided in between. I don't think there'll be a single whole parish in the majority-minority district. I don't think there'll be a single whole city in the majority-minority district. And those are the objective signs that the Supreme Court uses. It's important that we say, give us one with some integrity. If it's majority-minority, it does have to be maintained. I'm just telling you, I don't think you can get to 700,000.
Okay. So Paul and Dr. Hunter will represent us tomorrow. But everybody's under your computer and vote. So we will, and let's all attend. We speak more, we can be like Egypt, you know. All right.